Hello guys, it's the Scranton MMA show. This is Frank.
I'm Jess.
This is Tom.
And it is November 12th, 2018, also known as Veterans Day.
Want to say thanks to all the vets. We really appreciate everything you've done. I know all of us know vets, have vets in our family. There's vets that train here, tons that have trained, so we want to say thanks. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Could say like 5 hours worth of thanks and stories, but we'll keep it short and sweet for this show here. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
So this weekend, Frank got his black belt. Yay! So congratulations. It was a very nice ceremony. And I don't know, a lot of people got their black belts, so it was cool to see everyone kind of achieve something that's like such a big deal.
Yeah.
All in one day. So, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was like the most memorable part of that day?
Today?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess when I thought it was cool because Phil and Ricky like tied it up and like they made it real loose, and then he asked everybody that was from Scranton to pull it tighter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that was probably, to me, like, if I could have one memory from that day, that would be it.
Yeah. That's cool because we got the live video.
Mm-hmm.
So Mitch kind of like got in there. I had Mitch on the video because I told him, I was like, I kind of want to see this with my own eyes. Like, I definitely want to live stream it for our students, and I know like Mark wanted to see it, but he couldn't be there. So I was like, Mitch, I'm gonna have you just hold this while this happens because I want to like see it with my own eyes.
That's cool.
So he did a good job, and he like got in there when everyone was like pulling the belt tight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the video.
Oh, it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, everybody. We'll get a little bit more into it, I guess, later, but I just really appreciated everybody that helped me get to that spot in my jiu-jitsu life.
You're welcome.
You know? Mainly Tom. It's 99%.
You might have tapped me more than anybody else.
It's 99% Tom.
Okay, so also this weekend there is a judo tournament.
Word.
So I don't know anything about it, I'm sorry. So Tom's going to talk about it.
No problem. So, yeah, it's hard. They changed the name of this tournament. This used to just be called the East Coast Championships. I'm old. That's where I used to compete in this thing for 15-ish or more years. Always a big tournament. It's always really good. Often, if you go to this tournament, you will see our national medalists not make the podium because guys from Japan, Russia, Germany, Uzbekistan, like they live in New York and New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
They don't fight at our nationals, but they're in this area. They go, and it's awesome stuff to watch. So at like every level, black belt, brown belt, white belt, there's very high level of competition. So it was really cool to see some of that go down. Just coaching, especially, you're like watching the other matches, the black belts, the brown belts coming up, everything like that. Our little network of like schools that train together, they all did great, especially at the lower ranks as they're starting their clubs and getting good. So that was awesome to see. We had 4 competitors. You never want to mess like this part up. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
go through it the right way. So Christina, who trains here and also in New York, she did really, really good. Like when you watch black belts, if you watch a black belt match and you can tell, like if you have the knowledge to know who's winning the grips or if someone's dominating the grips, I would say 90+% of the time that person wins at the black belt level. Christina is a green belt. She dominated the grips in every match, which means if she keeps that going, like, look out. Just look out. It's going to be bad. This day, she was working on some new stuff. She made some mistakes. It happens at that level. So she ended up taking a bronze medal, but in a really dominant way. So no excuses. She has stuff to work on, but really impressive to just go out there and, like, get the grips. Just that's gonna lead her to the top of the podium a lot. So then we had, Tall. Tall's good at jiu-jitsu, unranked in judo, his first real judo tournament, and he did really good. Fought hard, had good matches. He ended up having one win on the day, and so he didn't get on the podium, no medals, but really good, some good stuff to work on. What was cool in his first match, he did like the classic jiu-jitsu thing. Someone goes to throw him, he's like jumping on their back and like doing jiu-jitsu.
Can you do stuff like that?
Kinda, but like in his second match, we're like, hey, stuff it, come off to the side, start working, and like he just made that correction. So that's the best thing about tournaments is stuff happens, learn, fix it. So he was making improvements rapidly throughout the day. His win was great groundwork, mix of judo, jiu-jitsu. Guy was kind of an open guard. He jumps to half guard, passes half guard, finishes the guy from side body. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Submission or pin?
He tapped from the pin. It was not a nice pin for the other guy, which was cool. He like had the crossface to set up the half guard pass, and then when he got through to side body, like his arm was definitely motivating the guy to not move, and then he tapped from it, and the guy got up and he was like,
of course.
So,
you baby.
and it's funny because Steve, who we'll talk about in a second, Steve had made that guy tap from a pin in another tournament. So like Scranton MMA guys are just ruining this guy.
Yeah.
Is making his day all bad. So good job, Tall. Next we'll go with Steve, just because that's what I said. But Steve took 2 gold medals.
Nice.
He took a gold in his like normal division, which is like the white belt division. And then he stepped up to the brown belt division and took a gold there as well. So a lot of good wins. Steve fights like it's a fight. He fights hard. He never gives up on a move or a technique. Like there were throws where you're like, that ain't gonna work. And he just sticks it through, fights, and wins. And he ran into that situation when you fight 2 division where it's like, you know, Steve, you're up. And Steve, you're double deck. And it's like, great. You know, so you win, you get a quick rest, and you're fighting again. And I think I only have one picture up, but if you like zoom in on his face, it looks like he had a good day.
Yeah.
Like he earned those medals. Like he said, he got up once and he was like, hey, I don't normally see my own cheek right here. His face was pretty beat up and swollen, so props to that. Great day, really good day. Fought hard. Not perfect, but just good day, fought hard, 2 gold medals, lots of props. Phil probably had the most interesting day, I think, from a coach. So he won his first match with a superb, very entertaining, super athletic, great counter. Really good. That's on video. I'll put that up because it's a thing of beauty. His second match, so I said they changed the name of this tournament. It used to be the East Coast Cup. Then they changed it to the Yonezuka Memorial or something like that. So Yonezuka is like a legend in judo, true legend. He passed away a few years ago. They named the tournament after him. Phil had to fight Yonezuka's grandson. And this kid's like a stud. Very likely future Olympian. Young kid. I think he won 4 or 5 divisions that day. And like Phil had to fight him. And Phil had a good match against him. And that's, I know it's tough being older, fighting a young, like unlimited energy, super strong, super strategic, everything. And they had a real good match with him. Good stuff on the ground. It was cool. He had like a chance, like his best opportunity was on the ground, and he kind of like let it go on purpose because he wanted to keep standing. He's like, I don't get to stand with people like this, so let's keep that going.
Wow.
So it was very cool.
Phil did that?
I'm like, hey man, that's your call. Like in a tournament where you're developing, you could be like, I want the win. I just want to win. I want to try to beat this guy. Or you're like, hey, this guy on his feet is something else, so let's go and play there. And he did good. He did really good. So great job, Phil. That got him second place. So 4 people, 4 medals. Great job. It was cool to watch as a coach. Cool to see all the stuff going on. the Clubs Week Network, the Costello guys, some other clubs. They did great. So it was a good day. Really cool day.
Nice.
Yeah. Great
Good
job,
job.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job. Sounds like everybody had a good day.
It was cool. It was cool. Good to see you as a coach.
Yeah.
Props to Dee for coming out and supporting as well. Thank you, Dee.
Scranton MMA moms.
Scranton MMA moms. She was like, ooh, she was scouting the chicks out. Be worried. Be worried if you're a mom out there. She might come throw you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right, coming up is the Jiu-Jitsu Promotions happening November 18th, which is a Sunday. I'm sorry if that messes you up, but I work Saturdays and I want to be there. So, Sunday. The 4 moves that we're letting everybody know. Sucker punch defense, right? Hip toss. What? I don't know.
2-hand lapel grip. Grips far apart.
Okay, so like gripping someone wide on the lapels. Shoulder grab?
No.
I am so confused on all these this time around.
I forget.
I forget to. And I keep telling everybody that
Was it
I'm
the
gonna put-
one collar grab?
Oh, yeah.
Come on now, strike me up!
Yeah!
Strike me up!
The collar grab to like the chicken
Yeah.
wing Kimura.
Okay. So anyway.
We'll put him in the link.
Yeah,
We'll put him in the link. Thank
Tommy.
you. All right.
Yeah, let's
Where's the
maybe.
tape at?
I know, right? I'm embarrassed after that one.
It's all right. It's all
Like
right.
me.
No, I'm embarrassed that
In
the
a real
judo
situ-
guy knew out of us 3 what the last move was.
Don't worry, if anyone does any of those 4 techniques to me, I'm doing the same technique no matter what. Absolutely. Like, oh, you're going to grab me? Cool, I'm going to throw you. Oh, you're going to try to punch me? Cool, I'm going to throw you. Oh, you grab one collar? Cool, I'm going to throw you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you probably won't go through a lot of tape on me. Don't worry about it. You'll be like, wrong. Do it again. Wrong.
Everything's wrong. So, I don't know. I guess we'll try to take some videos.
Yeah, we'll do that today.
We'll do it today.
Do it today?
Okay.
Just go through it at the 7 o'clock class. Real quick. Film everything.
Yeah.
Put it
Yeah.
up there.
Okay.
Or the next class.
Yeah, that's all good then.
There we go.
I already got it.
Boom.
Okay.
I already got it. I'm way ahead.
He's ahead of this game. I'm behind on the game. Anyway.
You don't like the haircut?
It's a beautiful thing.
I like the haircut.
Good thing you know how to fight.
I like it.
I
There's
like it.
such a lag on this.
I know, it's weirding me out.
I can't look at the camera or like at myself because
So, if anybody doesn't know, we could see ourselves when we're talking. That's why I like to do a lot of like goofy faces in the camera when everybody else is talking. But it's just like today, it's just lag. So like I
So
see I put my hand up, and it takes a second for to see it. Yeah,
Let's get some technology guys in here to
I kind of like it.
Alright, you a technology guy?
crap. While I open my mouth. We should step our whole game up this month. We should go shopping.
Okay.
We should go show shopping.
Get
Show
cool
shopping!
mics. Get cool mics.
Definitely Mike,
Let's buy some shows.
some background, some goofy gadgets. We should get that boxing robot things where you're like, and then we can have like arguments during the show and settle it purely on the boxing robots,
I like that.
right? And what other
So, like,
weird battle things?
It's like soccer
Battleship?
robots.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah, stuff like that.
This is Toss Across. Do you remember, was it the Santa Claus? He, like, surprises all the adults with, like, the, toys from their childhood that they, like, never got or always wanted, or...
No.
Is it the Santa Claus? It's definitely not.
Oh no, the movie The Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the movie?
Yep.
I
Tim
like-
Allen?
Yep.
Yeah. I
I
like
never saw it.
when the guy, he gets Toss Across. And he goes, "This is Toss Across!" I don't know.
I've always
It's just
wanted.
always stuck with me.
I've always wanted lawn darts.
What's that?
There's just giant darts that like you throw up in the air, and try to hit like a target
On the ground?
on
Yeah.
the ground.
Wow.
Very dangerous.
Super dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. Don't let your pets run around, or your kids.
Yeah.
Are they sharp?
I
They
would-
go into the ground, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like a giant needle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
If I could have one toy from the past, that would be the toy. You wouldn't pick nothing?
I wouldn't pick lawn darts, that's for sure.
Why? What would you pick?
I don't know.
I like the Barbies. They're like this big. It was just like shoulders and a head.
And you
Like-
could do their hair?
Yeah, I was into that. Betty Spaghetti. That was fun. I like Betty Spaghetti. Polly Pocket.
I don't have a lot of toys. A lot of my stuff was just like sports stuff as a kid.
Like hockey sticks.
Hockey stuff, yeah. Baseball stuff when I was younger. Yeah. That's it.
Huh. Wow.
I'd put maybe a snowboard up there.
Yeah.
I know I say that like almost every year. I'm like, I got a snowboard. I
don't know. I used to ski a lot, but I just get nervous with my knees.
I just don't like the cold that much.
That's the
That's it.
absolute, and that's why I should just get into wakeboarding. Wakeboarding is
Yeah.
almost exactly like snowboarding,
Is it?
but it's warm.
It looks fun. It
Is that
looks
when
fun.
you get like
Pulled by a boat
yeah.
or something like that? Yeah.
Let's do that.
But like traveling for snowboarding is different, and like I think would be a fun vacation. So like I want to like get like my like Rachel and Lucy like maybe a few lessons, and then go like to go out to like Colorado in the spring it's awesome.
I would
so
want
different.
to do when you're on a boat and it's kind of like water skiing, but they put a parachute on you, and then you're like flying up in the air.
Oh, like
Parasailing?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is it?
But then you're just getting pulled. You're just like
That's
like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a hot air balloon ride.
Yeah,
type of
that's
thing,
cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I would like it. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'd like to go parachuting in general, like skydiving.
Skydive.
What about like when
I think
people
that'd be cool.
when they wear those like wings and they just like run off of a cliff?
I would not do that.
No
That's
thanks.
something where I draw the line at.
See, that is interesting to me.
Yeah, it's interesting, but it involves you just jumping off a mountain with no thanks.
I think like
Yeah.
a lot has to do with like the wind catching you, like hang gliding. Like I think
Is that
a
what
lot,
it is?
a lot has to do with like wind, and there's just too much, too easy to just fall.
Yeah, it's pretty likely. No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I'll go skydiving though. I think that would be cool.
I've had enough close calls in my life where I don't need to do something. It just involves you jumping.
Would you go skydiving?
Skydiving I would do, like normal skydiving. I wouldn't start doing like the weird stuff that some like skydivers do.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like the short shoots or like the low altitude jumps or then
No,
base
no.
jumping. Like no, just get me up in a big plane, like a nice big chute with a nice emergency chute. You know, your first few times there's like people there. Like yeah, that I would do. That's it's an unnecessary risk, but it's relatively safe.
Yeah,
It's gotta
you got
be
two
Oh my
cool.
god.
It's got to be cool the first time. You know?
What you think about skydiving?
Yeah. The belly hurts.
Yeah, but you like the bodysuit jumping off cliffs isn't as scary.
No.
I don't know. That would freak me out a lot more.
I think so.
Hey, cause like the gliding, you're like Spyro the Dragon, just like chilling across the land. Where skydiving, you're just falling straight to your
Let's go skydiving.
death.
Let's go. Pause this and go.
Yeah. That'd be pretty
Like,
cool.
just
Well,
start
it's
live
cold.
streaming us.
Yo, it's cold though. Can you imagine how cold it'd be skydiving right now?
Spring. Spring
Yeah.
skydive.
Yeah.
It'd be
Cold
cool to do
sports.
like night skydiving too. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't say the first one, but like
That would be kind of cool.
No.
skydiving. Jess
No.
is down to skydiving.
All right.
So December
First.
1st, December 1st is Lucas's MMA fight. First MMA fight?
Yeah.
First MMA fight. He's done Jiu-Jitsu tournaments and Thai fights, right?
Yep.
He's had Thai fights, so next step in the evolution is MMA for him, so we're super pumped. He's got tickets on sale
At the office.
At the office.
Talk to Steve Wilson or Lucas about it.
I have to get mine. I'm excited. There are 2 like female fights on the card. And I know I'm taking away from Lucas right now, I'm sorry, but I don't know. I kind of have been thinking about like MMA a little bit lately.
Look
and
out.
it wouldn't be anytime soon. It would be like
January.
Of like 2020, you know. But I don't know. I would just want to see like what the process is like. You know, pay more attention to that, I guess.
They ring the bell, go over, you knock them down.
Even just like there's like the behind the scenes, like, you know, the walkout, and they gotta check all your stuff, and you run in. So, but yeah.
Been yawning a lot.
Why?
Rough weekend?
No, not really.
Chill.
So yeah, we're pumped for Lucas.
Good job. Let's
Good
do
luck,
it.
Lucas.
Yeah, that'll be in Wilkes-Barre.
Yes,
Nice and close.
Genetti Manor.
Yeah.
We gotta get, like,
Genetti
members
wins.
should go. So members should go and support.
Yeah.
It's a cool time. Definitely go. Definitely go out to it.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So yeah, that's kind of it on news. So we're gonna move on. We kind of want to know more about Frank's origin story. Now that he's one of our black belts, maybe more people should know like how he got into this and
Yeah.
all that.
Well, this is something I've been thinking about a lot this past like week of how crazy it was. So it kind of sounds funny, but like I accidentally got into jiu-jitsu. Like I didn't know really what jiu-jitsu was. I didn't know, like, I'd never seen an MMA fight beforehand. I didn't even really know. I knew like chokes and some submission. Like I knew submissions existed because I used to watch pro wrestling a lot. That's about it. That's like the only reason why I knew submissions existed. But it was crazy because my dad did judo and Japanese jiu-jitsu. Now, Japanese jiu-jitsu and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, some similarities, but very different. I think that's safe to say, right?
Yeah, and the thing with Japanese jiu-jitsu is it can mean a lot of things. From close to karate to close to jiu-jitsu and almost everything in between.
Yeah. Like, so, like, he would tell me, because I used to wrestle, and I wasn't that great of a wrestler. So the one summer I was down in Texas at my mom's, and he would always tell me like, oh, you should try a judo or jiu-jitsu. It would be so good for you. And I just found a school down there for wrestling. Like for judo or jiu-jitsu, it was Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I didn't know there was a such thing as Brazilian jiu-jitsu. If you would have asked me what I thought Brazilian jiu-jitsu was at that time, I would have thought it was more like capoeira with the dance fighting.
Nice.
Like
style.
Legit.
So you knew what capoeira was?
Yeah, because in Tekken 3, there's a character, Eddie Gordo, and he does capoeira, and he just does dance fight. Well, I didn't know that it was called capoeira. I knew Brazilians did this weird dance fighting from Tekken 3. So thank you, Tekken 3 and Eddie Gordo. But, yeah, so I had no idea what it was. It was completely by accident. And,
Do you remember what you did in your first class? What do you remember much about your first class?
I remember sparring my first class and just trying to jump over people's guard.
Yeah, yep.
Nice.
Like I'd be in closed guard and I would just do a forward roll.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And that was
Good
it.
morning.
So, like, that's probably about the most I remember
Yeah.
from my first class.
That still happens with people. I still see the dive through.
Yeah. Like, I had no idea. I didn't know what the guard was. Like, I've never seen that position before.
Yeah.
I thought that was real weird.
Were you like addicted from the first class?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, yeah. I really enjoyed it. I I loved wrestling, even though I wasn't good at it. I really enjoyed it. I don't know, grappling always like really piqued my interest, I guess. Even when I'd watch pro wrestling, as corny as that is, all my favorite pro wrestlers were like the ones that would do a lot of submissions, like Dean Malenko. He was awesome.
What year was that?
It was, I think, 2006 or 7.
Yeah.
It had to be 2006. No, it was 2007. It was 2007. Yeah, it was the summer of 2007.
That's cool.
How old were you?
I started a month before I turned 16, so 15. So I can't, like, if I say 15, it's kind of like,
it's a whole year there. Yeah.
So I basically started when I was 16. And it's crazy because, like, I think most people have an idea or what they want out of jiu-jitsu. I literally was just like, I'll kind of just walk into this place and see what...
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. So, like, I've always been envious of other people's, like, stories. Like, usually, like, when people come in, it's, like, usually something a lot cooler, like, I got into a fight and I want to learn how to defend myself better, or I was watching MMA, and, like, for me, it was just, like, the most accidental, just stumble upon thing. But through that accident, I've got to meet so many great people. I've got to meet all of you guys. I would have never known any one of you guys without jiu-jitsu. And that's like the craziest thing to me. Sometimes, like,
I don't think anyone realizes that, like, you could try something, but if you get into, there's like a few things. So it's not just martial arts, not just jiu-jitsu, but if you get like into it, the odds are, like, that's gonna be your friends, family, wife. Like, it's all gonna come from that, not your job, or not like, you know, other social things like going to the bar. You know what I mean? Like, you get into martial arts, like, that's who you're gonna end up
hanging out with.
Yeah, like, that's gonna be your group, your family, everything.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because I think there's no other real way to meet so many different walks of life than through training. Like, at least in my experience, I've never met so many people with so many different walks of life, so many different stories, that basically the only thing we have in common is jiu-jitsu. Yet we're some of the best friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's crazy to me. And I don't know, if you're listening to this, you're probably training here. But if you're not, like, get into jiu-jitsu, whether it's here or somewhere else. And if you are training, just stick with it. Like, it's been such a great journey for me. Like, I can't thank everybody enough, like, that I've met and I've trained with. It's been crazy. Like, it's crazy to think about, like, the past 11 years, just how everything worked out, and who I got to meet and everything like that was great.
So what happened after Texas? I'm guessing you only took that for like a few weeks or a couple months.
I took it for like 2 months, then I came up here.
So you're still in high school?
Yeah, I'm still in high school.
Did you keep wrestling after that? Or was that when you quit wrestling?
That's when I quit, because I fell in love with it. I got so addicted with jiu-jitsu, and my dad's friends trained up in Mulberry, and that's how we got.
You did start at Mulberry, right? Yeah, I forgot. I was trying to think if you
I
started at the Palace.
I started a little bit before you came by.
Yeah, because I remember, like, our Atlantic City trips.
Yeah.
But, like, man, that was a whole different.
And then my second class ever was Dom taught that. That was pretty nuts. And when I was there on Saturday, I'm sitting next to Dom, and I said, "Man, Dom, a lot has changed in this past 11 years, except for you look the exact same. You have not aged a single day."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is,
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
It's no caffeine. That's his secret.
Yeah.
Which,
So start drinking decaf coffees,
Yeah.
I guess. Or decaf Mountain Dew.
He doesn't drink either, right? Or if he does, it's super,
very little.
Yeah.
very,
I
very,
think it's
very,
on a
like he's
rare
not,
occasion.
yeah, he's not,
I could be wrong, I don't know.
yeah. Dang.
I know he's not like into like chocolate, so I
Yeah.
don't know like if he doesn't eat candy at all, or
No,
he
I-
probably eats really healthy, right? If I could guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Was he a purple belt then?
Yeah, he was
Right.
a purple belt. Steve Polito is a purple belt too.
Was he?
Yeah.
Those two guys definitely helped me at that very beginning.
Yeah.
That's when I got, so that's right when I started doing like, you know, because fucking 11 years ago, like actually did jiu-jitsu regularly. Like we did it like, it was like right before judo. We would just do that, then do judo. And like, I remember Dom and Polito like gave me like a couple of those talks that like now we give to wrestlers and judo guys and college football guys, and it's like, yo, I'll say it to me, like, be like, hey, dummy, like, what do you, you're not doing anything that's gonna help you.
Yeah.
All you're gonna do is show like your strength and aggressiveness makes jiu-jitsu work. So like, calm down, relax, use technique. And I'm like, in my mind, I did it quick, but I'm sure if you ask them, they're like, oh no, Tom's a dummy for months and months. But it definitely ended up sticking that like, all right, these guys are definitely gonna help me through this process.
I remember Vito. I don't remember Matty on Mulberry. I remember him on Cup House. I don't remember Matty on Mulberry though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like the two guys that came over with me
Mhm.
and have been on the mats freaking forever.
I remember when Tim used to train.
Who? Well, Tim wasn't there at first. Even.
Nah.
Did he? He might not have ever trained on Mulberry.
I don't think so.
He might
Oh,
have
I
been.
think it was at the very, very
Yeah, right.
tail
Yeah,
end.
you're right.
Um,
Yeah, because we used to have the big CrossFit gym in the back,
yeah.
like this little. It was like as
Hallway.
wide as this. And it was like, oh man, that's interesting. But then on Kapaus, we had like a good gym.
Yeah.
Set something up really nice. And then here, do you remember his first CrossFit gym in the back, like Tarp City?
Oh, Tim, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like a room made up of tarps.
It was.
Super ghetto, super awesome.
Well, yeah, we used to be where CrossFit
Yeah,
was.
because then we were over there.
Yeah.
That was Tarp City? Is that what you mean?
No, like through the door in this hallway.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what I'm. Yeah.
That's where Tim
Because
was
we used to
for
be
CrossFit.
over.
Yeah. So he just had like tarps.
I remember
pretty
a
much.
big flag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, since there's no walls, he just had like 20-foot high tarps in like a section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that was it. And then we moved from here, expanded out, and then he went in there.
And then who knows?
So more expansions coming, more changing. So like 3 different buildings, 2 different locations within this one.
Yeah.
When was your first tournament?
That was. It was a Naga tournament. My dad just sent me a picture of when I
Get
was.
the picture out.
Get the picture.
the
Post it
picture.
up.
Nobody will be able to see it though.
I will.
But it was like a absolute, like, because they didn't have a lot of teams competing or training then. So
Let me see.
Now, what do you think those two guys are doing right now?
Who knows? That'd
maybe
be fun to
doing their own
watch.
podcast at the moment.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
to Look up those guys.
Can we see this?
Just post it back up. Post it underneath. Post it in the.
But that
Nice.
was my first tournament.
Was that 2008? Is that what it says?
No, because.
No.
Oh yeah,
Well, no. Because that other one was 2007. That.
yeah. But I guess my first tournament. Yeah, because my first tournament was like post
Yeah.
winter, so it's in the spring.
Okay.
This was 2007. That was the first hoist seminar I went to.
I'll give you, all
That's
three of
me
you
and Brian's
didn't age much.
Yeah.
Your dad looks exactly the same.
He has a little bit more gray hair.
It's probably your fault.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
probably your fault.
Because I got... And the beard helps me look older. I would probably look the exact same.
Yeah, it's not really-
when I shave.
Yeah, quick look.
But yeah, so it's just been a crazy ride for everybody that's I've trained with. Thanks. Like,
What do you want to do with the next 11 years of your young life?
I don't know. I guess teach and get a whole bunch more people ready for their black belt, and get people ready to do jiu-jitsu and get real good.
What's the highest ranked student you have right now? Like, I know you train with brown belts and everything like that, but I mean, like, of people that started with you as their instructor.
I don't know. I guess that would be Jess, because
Were you my instructor?
Don't count Jess.
Because we trained together.
Like, say from when you were
I
like
don't know
purple,
that.
like, so when you started running the jiu-jitsu here.
well, Bill was the second class I ever taught.
Probably Bill.
Yeah.
Bill was the first adult class I ever taught. It was his first class, I think.
Rocco, he's another purple belt. Because like Jose came over with rank.
Yeah.
Vito was ranked before you were teaching him, in a way. And then
Yeah, I guess it would be Bill.
Bill, Rocco. What other purple belts?
Dave May? What's his? Has he always been here?
He just trained. He came with. I think he was part of the. He came with Simba.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
Really?
Dave May?
I believe so.
I think so
Yeah.
as well.
I didn't know that.
I'm like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
75% sure about that.
Wow. All right, Dave May. I came from Simone too.
You did.
Yeah, I got stuff. Every morning.
Oh yeah. My first jiu-jitsu class ever, I remember James Simmer was there. Dave
Where?
Walsh, shout out to Dave Walsh. At this
I got stories about Dave Walsh too.
place, I think it was Wyoming Avenue. Did you ever train at the Wyoming Avenue place? I know you were different
Timmy Gallagher
schools.
School.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
Timmy Gallagher? I never heard.
Timmy, he comments on our. He was
Because
he's
the
an
name
Aikido
looks
guy.
familiar. Yeah.
He's commented on a couple of our classes. He might even may have even congratulated you as well. So yeah.
Was it his place?
Yeah.
I apologize, I was not as smart like I am now. Good person. But I remember training, it was like
I'm
Dave
not so
Walsh,
smart
same-
back then.
Yeah, definitely not
Yeah,
back
so
then.
Dave was teaching at one point. Dave finally settled on the place because Dave kind of floated, and then he was teaching at a Gallagher's Aikido studio.
On Wyoming?
I'm
Do you know,
pretty sure, yeah.
like by the car dealerships over
Yeah,
there and
yeah,
everything? Yeah. That was cool. Because the funny thing is, like, I just missed Dom. Dom
Yeah.
used to train there. So if I had started like a month earlier, like, who knows? Things could have been, Pluto could have beat me up for years and years more. But, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's-
So I think.
won't ask you who's going to be your first black belt. That puts pressure on people.
Oh yeah, I was in the late several years before I could give out.
No, I mean like of your students.
Oh.
Like that's always very cool and
By the
interesting
time
to see.
they're ready for their black belt, you'll be able to promote to black with.
I think it'll take me 6 years.
So yeah, so by the
Wait.
time they're ready for their black belt,
Wait, so 6 years?
Yeah, what's
so
like
you're Frank, just like what? Like
Yeah,
you
what's
can't
the
just
next
promote
steps?
black belts, right?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
what's like-
it takes a second degree or higher to promote. That's why we went to Philly. I mean, Phil's like,
For you, right. Because, like, doesn't it have to be, like, 2 black belts of, like, a certain rank in one school?
no.
or-
So it takes a second degree black belt to promote to black belt. That's why we went to Philly. Because Phil's like a 5th degree or something, and
I
Ricky's
want to
a
say, like,
4th.
6.
I think
some-
they're 6th and 5th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes a second degree black belt to promote 2 black belts.
So you're a black belt now. What's like the next steps? I know a bunch of organizations do it different, but what's Phil's thing?
Phil's is like because most of the time when it comes to degrees, it's just time
Yeah.
in.
I think he said 2 or 3 years.
I think he said 3 years of stripe.
So,
So you're a black belt, so in 3 years, give or take, you get 1 stripe, then you're like
Yeah.
a first degree black belt?
Yes.
That's weird.
I don't know what I would be called now. Just
Yeah,
non
just black belt?
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
black
belt.
I don't know. It's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Phil about that.
You could yell.
I'll see what I can do.
Tom's gonna make changes in the jiu-jitsu
Right.
ranking community.
You started.
And that's standard IBJJF, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Second degree.
Yep, second degree. Like,
Okay.
I can't have my. I don't think I still would be, even though I'm a black belt. I can't have like Scranton MMA as the school. It has to still be balanced because it takes a second degree, I believe, to sign off and have like your school under there.
That's cool.
I believe.
And
What
that's,
about-
Bliss doesn't compete, so
Yeah.
there's no place affiliate to compete on.
Yeah. So that's why we always sign up under balance.
What about like professorship? Like, what does that entail?
So that like requires your professor stripe. Everybody does it different. I don't know how Phil does it. I have to ask him, I guess. But some people give it out.
Do you know of anyone on your field that's called professor?
No.
I didn't think so. Just
No. I think it's weird if somebody calls me professor. So if you guys are listening, please. If even when I get my professor stripes, don't call me professor. I just like Frank. I make the kids like have to call me sensei because I think it's like a respect thing.
yeah, different.
And I feel awkward if they call me like Mr. Alogna or Mr. Frank.
I like when Giancarlo calls a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't
He goes,
mind either.
Hey, teacher.
Yeah,
He's funny.
he's hilarious. But yeah. So, but back to your question. It's those set of stripes that are like, if you look at, I have my belt right here. They put like a stripe here on the red tab and a stripe here on the red tab, and that's your professor's stripe.
Do Phil and Ricky have those, or do they just have like a
Yeah.
crap ton of stripes?
Phil definitely does. I don't know. I think Ricky just does.
I would
it. He's
imagine
just
that
like-
Phil does because he's under Helston. Helston was pretty close to the original system
Yeah,
of like how they stripe and promote above black belt.
yeah. So I know Phil 100% does, because like that's why it's weird to count, because you'll be like, there's like
8 degrees.
there's like
Yeah.
10 stripes out there.
Yeah.
Some schools give out professor stripes for non-black belts. I think that's weird. Like you'll see like blue, purple, or browns with professor stripes.
So our one buddy had it. It was like because he's like, and he wasn't a fan of it. I won't mention his name, but he's like, it's because he teaches.
Yeah.
So then they put the stripes on him, but then he looked like a 6-stripe blue belt.
Yeah.
So they were outside his black bar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still, you're like,
It's weird. Whatever. I
Yeah.
guess to each his own. I'm not criticizing
Yeah.
nobody, but that's not how we do it. That's it. But yeah.
very cool.
So did that answer your question about the professor stripes?
Yes.
That's when people start calling you professor. Please never call me that.
We'll see. We'll play this back in 11 years and see if you
Yeah.
still have that. The Professor Frank podcast.
But
Oh, yeah.
that's, I think, about the time we have for this podcast. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any ideas or want to hear what we want to know or want something for us to talk about next one, please comment below. And that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.